Yo.
Yeah, I feel like I'm real far back. Like, am I? Well, that's good. So not hitting the desk.
The knee slapper. So, man, hey.
Got this cut on my leg.
Yo.
What's good, guys? Happy day, guys. I know I'm late.
So I have this video here, man. It said apparently that it's titled Oprah hired private firefighters in advance of the Maui fire. It's titled that way. So, with all the stuff going on, we don't know, but it's such interesting to see what they're talking about on this clip. Man, hey, shout out to Justin Page, man. They doing some big work over there.
Okay, let's play it. Let's see what
Pray
talking about.
Pray for everybody in Maui. Pray for everybody that they are recovering.
Amen to that.
Pray for them in Jesus' name.
Burned so hot it reduced remains to ash, making victim identification difficult.
Thousands of Maui residents have nowhere to go after the damage
Look at
caused
that.
by wildfire.
It's estimated at least 1,000 are still unaccounted for, as government officials say 85% of the impacted area has been searched so far.
Pure evil, in my opinion.
Couldn't even have our pastor come in and ask us if we need prayer in the very beginning, but Oprah could come in. Who is she? Who is she?
Oprah is facing allegations of stealing resources from the people who needed them the very most while the fires were burning, ravaging, and, dare I say, burning children alive.
At some point,
Whoa.
I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here.
A certain Winfrey's involvement in the Maui wildfires that occurred has caused an outrage with local residents.
We couldn't even have our pastor come in and ask us if we need prayer in the very beginning, but Oprah could come in.
Some individuals have accused her of taking extreme measures to protect her 2,000-acre Hawaiian property from the unprecedented blazes that ravaged the island.
I was living on 1A
Wow.
Street when it happened. I walked away with nothing except my dog. Who is she? Who is she? They said, oh, she knows the governor. We didn't need her in there in Bowen High. Get her out.
Additionally,
Oh,
there
man,
has been
wow.
criticism of her public appearances at emergency shelters where displaced residents sought refuge after losing their homes.
They passed out toilet paper because they wouldn't let us use the bathroom.
Really?
I guess we look like leprosy people to them in our dark skin.
Local residents on Maui have expressed their frustration, accusing the American host of prioritizing the safeguarding of her property over the well-being of the affected communities during the wildfire crisis. A widely
man, that
shared
is
video
so
on TikTok
sad.
alleges that she had already hired a private firefighting team before the fires broke out,
Really?
diverting crucial resources away from helping those in need.
We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land?
The video goes on to criticize her for not utilizing her substantial wealth to directly
Wait a
support
minute.
the recovery
Wait, hit the pause.
efforts.
Wait a minute.
How does that work?
How does that work?
That is so interesting.
That is
How
so
do
amazing.
you do that? Where do they come from?
Oh, no.
Wow, y'all.
Wow.
And provide immediate assistance to the affected residents. In the video,
Wow,
one
that looks like something from an Armageddon movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean, not the Hawaii that we see.
No, not the
Maui that we see, on the travel channels,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So different.
commentator states, rather than taking over part of the land and housing even a small proportion of these displaced people, they hired a private security team to keep them from your keep out of the country. Has had a connection to Maui for more than 15 years and has previously faced criticism for her real estate activities in the popular
that-
tourist
that view.
destination. In the wake of the recent disaster, local residents called upon her and other affluent individuals to contribute to the recovery efforts. In partnership with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, co-founded the People's Fund of Maui and made substantial monetary donations to initiate the fund. They also encouraged public contributions, with the funds intended to be directed straight to those impacted by the wildfires. In a video message, announced a plan to provide each resident over the age of 18 with $1,200 per month for 6 months or until the relief fund was exhausted. However, despite these efforts, some critics argue that the wealthy celebrities should have borne the entire financial burden themselves, rather than soliciting donations from the public. While both and Dwayne Johnson chose to disable comments on their Maui-related social media posts, discussions related to the natural disaster, as well as unrelated content, continue to take place among users on various platforms. Dwayne Johnson...
And see, I don't necessarily agree with that wholeheartedly, and I'm just going to, keep it real. Because, I feel like if people are so concerned, why don't you want to donate? Whatever you have, it doesn't have to be $10,000. If you have $5 and you feel led in your heart, $1, then give.
But I say,
why wait? Why just assume that these two people, because they live on the island and they are multimillionaires, billionaires, would assume the responsibility when the government should also be assuming some responsibility and technically should have been there first.
My question is, how can you verify the funds will go to where you say they're going to go? That's my question. That's the only question I have, because, I believe that people don't say, I'm going to say this, man, for the American people.
You speak for the American people?
No, yeah. I'm going to say this.
You speak for the American people, okay.
I'm going to say this. If you always live a life trying to pay your bills, you're never going to be financially where you want to be. If you always live a life where you can't give something, then in the laws of reciprocating with money, you won't make it. So, and you will live a generation and a life of poverty. So, but you need to be able to give. Now, I don't say you have to give through the Rock and Oprah's fund, but there's other spots where you can give and make sure that you bless somebody.
Okay, but let's keep going through this. But just like you say, you want to make sure that the fund goes. How do you know the funds are going to go to where they said they're going to go, through somebody else's fund? So I mean, let's just be fair about the situation.
I'm being
That's
fair.
all I'm saying.
Because there's very well could go to the spot. I just say do your research on where the funds are going.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a personal connection to Hawaii due to his Samoan heritage and family ties, visited Maui to engage with local residents and show his support for the community. He made a commitment to ongoing support for the island's rebuilding efforts. He later provided an update on the fund, revealing that 1,000 people had already donated, and thousands of residents had signed up to receive financial assistance.
Good.
In an unexpected turn of events, after reports surfaced that her property remained untouched by the wildfires, some individuals even accused Oprah of potentially starting the blaze herself. A Twitter user posted a photo of Oprah in front of her Maui house with a basket of vegetables, insinuating that her property had been miraculously spared while others suffered. This led to the emergence.
So that picture was from, that picture was from the fire time, or can they validate that picture come before the fire or after?
Conspiracy theories suggesting her involvement in the wildfire. Another social media user alleged that Oprah had significantly expanded her property holdings in Maui over the years, while nearby homes were devastated by the wildfires, raising suspicions about her role in the crisis. These claims about involvement in the wildfires coincided with reports from 2 weeks prior, where Maui locals raised questions about why a fire caused by a downed power line was not effectively contained and was allowed to reignite, contributing to the disaster. Residents argued that more could have been done to prevent the tragedy and save lives. A resident stated, "Why did they leave? If they could wait an hour or 30 minutes, they could have saved everybody else." The Maui Fire Department initially responded to the brush fire, but residents claimed they saw the fire ignite from a downed power line. Despite early evacuations, the fire was declared 100% contained, only to later flare up, causing widespread destruction. Persistent questions remain about why the fire crews left the scene so quickly, especially given the known threat of high winds. However, official investigations into the cause of the wildfire and the response to it are still ongoing, and the community continues to seek answers to these unsettling events that unfolded during the crisis. Oprah Winfrey has faced accusations of dishonesty in the past. In Kitty Kelly's biography, it was alleged that back in 2010, Oprah embellished her humble upbringing and fabricated stories of other heinous acts to boost her ratings.
Wow.
According to her relatives, these claims were far from accurate. Her cousin, Catherine Carr Esters, countered Oprah's narrative of growing up in impoverished conditions in rural Mississippi. Catherine Carr Esters stated, "Where Oprah got that nonsense about growing up in filth and roaches, I have no idea." She went on to say that she confronted Oprah about these claims, and Oprah allegedly responded with, "That's what people want to hear. The truth is boring." In Kelly's biography titled Oprah, there were also reports of rumors circulating at ABC about a potential romantic relationship between and Diane Sawyer. Employees at ABC described instances of giggly late-night phone calls and lavish gifts from Oprah to Sawyer, including extravagant orchid arrangements and a 1-carat diamond toe ring.
Wow.
However,
Wow.
Kelly did quote
Wow.
sources describing a payment
Can I get a 1-carat diamond
Can
toe
I
ring,
get
boo?
a ring?
of $50,000 by Oprah to an ex-boyfriend in 1989 to
89.
maintain his silence regarding her gay brother and alleged same-sex affairs. Additionally, the book suggested that Oprah and her longtime partner Stedman Graham did not share a bedroom. One of the book's significant
Stedman always looked like he that old man, like, what them kids doing on my grass?
Stop.
revelations was Oprah's continued search for her biological father's true identity. Oprah's cousin Esters shared this information with Kelly, but under the condition that it not be published until Oprah's mother disclosed the truth to her daughter.
Is her
Vernon
mom still
Winfrey,
alive?
the man who raised Oprah, expressed his frustration with Oprah's alleged untruthfulness, saying, "She may be admired by the world, but I know the truth. So does God, and so does Oprah. Two of us remain ashamed." He particularly singled out Oprah's close friend Gayle King, criticizing her and claiming that she put a stop to a biography he was working on. Vernon Winfrey referred to King as a dirt hog and a street heifer, blaming her for causing a rift in his relationship with Oprah. Furthermore, Oprah's relationship with the mother figures in her life, Vernita Lee and Barbara Winfrey, was complex. Oprah admitted that her strained relationship with her birth mother, Vernita Lee, and stepmother, Barbara Winfrey, contributed to her decision not to have children. She once stated that she didn't feel adequately mothered herself. After her father, Vernon Winfrey, divorced his wife of over a decade, Barbara Winfrey, in 2012, Oprah got entangled in the legal dispute. Barbara claimed that Oprah had played a role in orchestrating her separation from Vernon, even though Oprah had gifted them their home. After the divorce was finalized, Oprah reportedly attempted to sell the house, but Barbara refused to leave. Oprah's spokesperson clarified that the property was being sold due to the divorce, but Barbara chose not to accept an alternative property or a portion of the sale proceeds. Barbara Winfrey, in interviews, accused Oprah of pursuing a personal vendetta against her by attempting to take away her home. She even alleged that Gayle King might have had a romantic relationship. Barbara stated, "Oprah's a billionaire 3 times over. Her help lived better than this." She also claimed that Oprah and her longtime partner, Stedman Graham, did not appear affectionate in their relationship.
I don't like that.
What?
What the mother-in-law just said. See, that's why.
What the mother-in-law say again?
Just
I must have missed it.
just the vendetta. If she don't want to help you out in that house, move, lady. Just saying.
Get off my grass.
In response to Barbara's assertions, Oprah remained silent, choosing not to address the allegations publicly. There are many now that would assert that Oprah's thirst for hunger and wealth is still causing severe harm to people. This person pointed out how billionaire Oprah Winfrey, worth $2.5 billion, and Dwayne Johnson, worth $800 million, beg Americans to send donations to Maui. The pair both have massive mansions on the island, and all of their property remains in pristine condition, untouched from the fire that destroyed only the poor neighborhoods around
Rock
them.
is on the island.
Someone else suggested a more horrifying ulterior motive. There's over 2,000 students missing in Lahaina, Maui. The kids were sent home early on school buses because of the strong winds. The kids never made it home, and they can't even find the school buses that the students left school on. Could Oprah be behind those missing children? And this person pointed out how some of the more famous celebrities, when it comes to philanthropic work, never seem to partner with Oprah. Angelina Jolie refuses to support Oprah Winfrey philanthropy work. She hides behind a mask using her philanthropy. Angelina reveals what really happens in Oprah's creepy girls' schools in South Africa. Oprah knew what was happening when the doors were closed. She has many powerful people protecting her. How else can you explain why Oprah is not held accountable? Parents were not able to access their children on a regular basis. Oprah excuse being it would disrupt their lives. Oprah is meddling in the free press. That's
Well,
Okay. They get a lot of extra.
they did. That's funny.
But I will say, I just kind of want to, loop back around real quick about, the donation piece, and then I'm wrapping up how I feel about it.
Okay.
Is that I feel like everybody, if they can, spare $1, whatever the minimal is you can give, and if it's $1 donation, do that. 1 million people across the world giving $1 is $1 million.
It is.
Yeah. So don't look at where it has to be, big. But I think so many people are angry, with her, and not having all the facts. You have a lot of accusations. You got a lot of what you see and all this and what people are putting out there.
Right.
But and I'm not just saying it's it's in the clear, but what I am saying is that if you want to donate, don't let that stop you from donating.
No, don't let that definitely stop you from donating. Give. Just know that when you give, God has laws in place that come back and it bless you. You don't know how it's going to come. You don't know where that came from, but it was at that time you gave from your heart. Give. I say give. Because and not just I'm not just saying for Maui, but give to someone that you don't know. Give to someone that you don't know how you getting it back, and that's how God blesses you. Those people, if you give to a little higher, they don't know you personally, but God see what you're doing.
That's true. That's true.
So that's why I'm focused on more than anything. Give from your own heart.
That's right. So
all right,
that's it, guys.
Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but comment down in the section below.
On some more.
We gotta go, man.
See you in the next video.
All right.
Love you.